Gentleman yields back. Mr. Burton from Indiana.
Mr. Speaker.
Gentleman, Utah is recognized.
Thank you. I ask unanimous consent to time with Mr. Burton from Indiana.
Gentleman is recognized for 5 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, today I thank you and I rise today to plead the 10th. Earlier today, this body voted on H.R. 4855 that would establish in the Department of Labor an annual work-life balance award for employers that have developed and implemented work-life balance policies. The bill would also establish an advisory board to administer the award. Now, although I oppose this legislation, I want to make it clear that I actually think that the ultimate goals of this bill are good ones. The sponsors have the best intentions. I want to repeat that. The goals and objectives of this bill are respectable, even noble ideas. No one questions that a proper work-life balance is extremely important, but just because something is important doesn't mean Washington has to write a law to protect it or create a bureau to encourage it or really have anything else to do with it. In fact, it's simply not the job of the federal government to promote good work-life balance. Now, there will be many more egregious bills in the future that will mandate by the federal government to states and locals and to the people behavior in certain circumstances, but not the incredibly worse bills that are out there withstanding. This Constitution makes the principle very clear. The Constitution gives Congress here in Washington certain powers that are limited. And in case we weren't clear on the concept or we didn't get it, it includes the 10th Amendment, which states the powers not delegated to the United States by the Constitution or prohibited by it to the states are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. In other words, if a power is not assigned to the federal government in the Constitution, then it must be automatically assumed to be assigned to states, localities, or to no government entity at all. So I just imagine that, Mr. Speaker, a problem in America not being solved with the involvement of the federal government. Some in this chamber cannot envision such a world, but it can exist. So I rise today to say that I do believe in the Constitution and the 10th Amendment. I remain hopeful that the Congress will remember our limitations, begin to return the consideration of life's most important elements back to the states and local governments and churches and private groups and families where they really should be handled. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, on this particular issue, I plead the 10th, and I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Ms. Ross Lathan from Florida.